Hey guys, so this is going to be an update to the Enhancement Shaman Tell Me When rotation. I put up a video several months ago, and it's the same build. I'm just going to go into more detail about how it works, give you better examples of how to build these conditions, and also show you here it working in its full. So there we go, pop all of our cooldowns, hop right in there, and start the rotation. So if you haven't seen the previous video, what this is it is a priority system built in through by using Tell Me When, and it'll show the icons for the spells that you need to be using at that moment. The rotation itself has been taken and modified from the Icy Veins rotation, which you can check in the link below, and it's just putting it into practice. By using this, the idea is you should get a better idea of how to play Enhancement, get a better feel for it, and eventually not need it, although it is a very useful tool even for people who do play the spec currently. So the first thing you need to do is open up your Tell Me When by typing /TMW, and that'll display all groups and icons that you've made. I have several groups made, I believe it's 10 or 12 that are used just for this rotation, and all those icons in the center are, while they look like different icons, they are one group, and that's very important. They are one group. Now, by clicking on the icon for Lightning Bolt there, you'll see all the conditions set for it as well as its information. It is a condition icon with a custom texture for Lightning Bolt, and it's set to only show when the conditions pass, not when they fail. And then by looking at the conditions here, we can go ahead and take a look at all the things set up that would make this required to appear on screen. A lot of it is just whether or not I have Maelstrom stacks, but you'll see all these hidden icons here. Those are telling you that the other abilities are not available for use under the conditions that they've been set. If the icon is hidden, that means it's not available for use, and that'll make this icon show. Also, I need to be able to have Unleashed Fury up, and I cannot have Ascendance. If Ascendance is active, you do not want to hard cast Lightning Bolt, and that's what this is. This is not the instant cast Lightning Bolt, this is the hard casting Lightning Bolt. Now the reason that we want to check Unleashed Fury is because you also don't really want to cast it without Unleashed Fury. And that's just how it goes. Now the other two on top here just tells it between certain stacks of Maelstrom. This is just if we haven't reached the instant cast 5 stack, show this icon. Now we do actually have another Lightning Bolt icon you can see on top there. It is the 5 stack one, and you can see a whole bunch of different icons here, but really what they are is it's two separate groups of conditions. The first group says, number 1, I have greater than 5 stacks or 5 stacks, and I also have the buff for Unleashed Fury and the talent learned. That's important. The second group says that I have 5 stacks and that I don't have the Unleashed Fury talent learned. The reason that you want these like this is because when you have the talent learned, you never cast a Lightning Bolt outside of Unleashed Fury. Alternatively, if you haven't taken the talent, then yes, you can. And this is done by grouping them up using the brackets and also setting an and/or condition. The other talent here, Storm Strike, it uses another 2 group sets. That's because, again, your rotation changes based on what talents you've taken. In this case, Unleashed Fury. Unleashed Fury changes it in such a way that Unleash Elements becomes a higher priority than Storm Strike. In this one setup, we didn't take the talent, therefore Storm Strike is still the top priority single target spell. If we had taken the talent, that would be reversed. So right now it shows Storm Strike followed by Lava Lash and so on. It does not matter if Unleash Elements is off cooldown because we haven't taken the talent. If you have taken the Unleashed Fury talent, it will check if it's on cooldown. If it is not on cooldown, it will override Storm Strike and show this one instead. And then for both conditions, it also is overridden automatically by the Lightning Bolt, which automatically will take into account the Unleashed Fury for it. So that's set up on its own. It'll do the math for you, it'll crunch it all together, it'll get it working. And we can go ahead and go further down into Lava Lash. Same setup, it checks whether or not certain things are active because it has to take into account whether or not Unleashed Fury is active. If it is active as a talent, then it will change your rotation, and it goes further down all the way. And that's how you set these up. You have to think about what exactly would prioritize over it. Now, if we take a look at the totem here, the mirror trinket here, we set it up with a group condition that we have the trinket equipped. The reason we did that is because if we did it under normal conditions, it would still appear at 50%, which we've set up for the fail trigger. We don't want it to appear when we don't have the trinket, but we do want it to faded out 50% when we have the trinket on and it is on cooldown. So we've put it into group settings. This is a single group on its own. I put it there next to the icons, but it's not connected in a group. That way it'll do what I want it to do. The other ones are just simply debuff and buff checkers. This is the debuff checker for Flame Shock, and of course I set it up to only track my Flame Shock, and it'll show this bar only when it's active. And then again for Unleash Fury, it'll only show it when it's active, and this is a buff checker on me. The reason I have this is so that I can time my lightning bolts properly if I think I can get a 5th stack of Maelstrom. The other icon here checks 2 different spells, Liquid Magma and Storm Elemental. And it also has a condition to hide itself when the Storm Elemental totem tracker is active. Now, you don't really need this condition. I put it in as a failsafe just in case, because the icon should disappear if I turn off unusable. But at the same time, I want it to also, after the totem is faded out, to show me the cooldown of the ability half faded out. I've also set it up to have this border condition here, which you can see by clicking the play. This is set up by going to notifications, adding a notification, and setting a condition passing, and then the animation border, the activation border. And then to keep it active on there the whole time, just hit play repeatedly. The conditions are simple. It's either Liquid Magma is usable, or my totem is off cooldown, and that's specifically fire totems are coming off cooldown. And by having that, it makes it so that if my fire LE is about to come off cooldown, it'll proc this so I know I can use it, and otherwise it'll just flash it all the time so I know it's available. But yeah, that basically covers up this entire thing. It does not, however, check AoE rotations because of the number of situations which you can't use the AoE, so just use your best judgment. There is a Fire Nova tracker right on the screen there, so just watch that and you should be good to go. You know, typical stuff for Enhancement Shamans. But yeah, I'll leave a link below so you can download this Tell Me When, and be sure to check out the importing-exporting video if you don't know how to do so. And yeah, I hope you guys find this useful. So let me know what you think, and I'll catch you guys later. Take it easy.